Thursday afternoon. Good Thursday afternoon. You know what time it is. You know what time it is. It is a gloomy Thursday afternoon here in Georgia, and it is time for Keeping Up with Congress. If you are following me right here on YouTube, please hit that like, hit the subscribe, hit that notification, and share. If you are following me right here on Clubhouse, thank you. I will come to you right at the half hour. But you know I come to you Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday from 5 o'clock p.m. to 5:30 Eastern Standard Time. And it has been one of those days, but your girl is here. I'm here, y'all. I'm here. I just keep showing up. I just keep going. I put one foot in front of the other. I fight through it every day, and I just keep going. May 24th, 2022. That's my target. That's our goal. May 24th, 2022. Let's get this primary under our belt so that we can ride this to the United States Senate in November, because whoever that Republican primary winner is becomes our challenger for the general election. So y'all, we have a journey ahead, but the battle right now is our battle. May 24th, 2022. We have to take that seat. The Senator Reverend Raphael Warnock, quiet as a church mouse. That's our seat to the United States Senate. We have a bold agenda. We don't have time to be playing politics. No. So let's dive in. You know, I always like to bring you reparations information at the top of the hour. It says, this article, MSNBC, you know, they keep trying to make this correlation between climate and reparations. And there's a way to tie everything into everything. I get it. But even after this article, I'm still not quite sure that you can tie this in with reparations. But let's read it. I wanted to at least give it a chance. So if I took the time to read it, I figured y'all would want to have a chance to hear what it says. So it says the reparations discussion doesn't end with slavery. It says climate reparations now. It says the U.S. has placed Black and brown communities at a disadvantage in fighting the climate crisis that must be fixed. So I get it. I understand that our communities usually bear the brunt of, you know, what is happening with the environment. Yes, we do. They put factories and drive trucks and highways through our communities, which leads to pollution. I get it. I'm there, but I'm still trying to understand their correlation. But let's read the article. I'll just give you the highlights. It says, over the last several years, worsening and multiplying climate-related disasters from wildfires to floods have amplified demands for American lawmakers and power brokers to take steps to blunt the impact of climate change. Okay, we're here. All right, I'm with them. It says the climate calamity isn't being felt equally. I agree. I told you, I get it. We understand what they do to our communities and how we're plagued with air pollution, water pollution, you know, soil pollution, how we're polluted. Our communities are polluted. I'm with you. So if that's the core, if that's the connection, I'm there. So the article goes on to say the Internal Displacement Monitoring Center, which keeps a global count of the number of people forced to move within their countries because of natural and human-made disasters, found that more than 1.7 million people in the U.S. were displaced by climate-related disasters last year alone. It says a study published this year by the Urban Institute found that most of the displaced are people with low incomes and that a large number of them are non-white. We agree. The same study also found that the U.S. government routinely neglects responsibility for resettling those forced to move because of climate disasters. Okay, I'm with them still. It says studies have shown that the wealthy use far more energy on average than less wealthy people. And because race and class are inextricably linked in the U.S., the data suggests that America's climate crisis is largely being hastened by the white and the rich. Okay, I'm still with them. It says black and brown activists have taken note and they've made recompense for climate denialism a key part of the racial justice platform. It says some lawmakers are taking heed. It says last month, Chris Van Hollen is a Democrat out of Maryland, shared his draft of a climate change bill that would tax the biggest corporate polluters in America and spend some of the billions to help communities facing climate-related disasters. Goes on to say, this is Van Hollen. He says, it's based on a simple but powerful idea that polluters should pay to help clean up the mess they cause. Says, as sociologist Mimi Scheller wrote last year in her piece, The Case for Climate Reparations, there's a moral impetus for climate restitution based on the long-term effects of systems of colonial, racial, capitalism, and the exclusion of Black, brown, and indigenous people from full citizenship. It says, it is our way of life that has put people in harm's way, both within the United States and beyond our borders. It says Scheller's prudent use of quotation marks drives home a point made abundantly clear over the past several years. The climate crisis isn't going away anytime soon, and the solutions can't be only forward thinking. They must consider past wrongs as well. But here's where I find my disconnect, right? Like, okay, reparations, climate justice. I see their argument because of what is happening to and how it affects Black and brown and indigenous communities. I get, but reparations is for the descendants of chattel slavery, and it is a direct repair redress. It is not. Yeah, I don't get why they keep trying to merge the climate justice argument with the reparations justice claim. I don't get it, and I think they're trying to find a way to tap into the resources, or whatever, when that time comes when we are given or are paid our reparations, they're trying to attach themselves to the argument early. I don't like it. I don't get it, and I don't like it. But nevertheless, that's what this article was about: the climate justice and reparations. So another article I found is that the U.S. stole billions from Haiti and it's time to give it back. It was in my reparations feed. I get a reparations update for my Google searches every day. And this article was quite interesting. It talks about how the U.S. stole billions from Haiti and it's time to give it back. And basically reparations for Haiti. And it goes into talk about how bird poop on the island of Navassa. It's about 30 miles off the coast of Haiti, and it's covered in centuries worth of accumulated bird droppings. And bird droppings are called guano, sometimes referred to as white gold. It says guano is a potent fertilizer that in the mid 1800s was a scarce resource for which American farmers were desperate. It says Peru had large amounts of the stuff, but its nearly monopoly position and special deal with Britain meant that American farmers were priced out. It says in 1850, guano, which is the bird poop, was $76 a pound, a quarter of the price of gold at that time. Okay, it says the situation was so dire that President Millard Fillmore devoted portions of his 1850 State of the Union address to the subject. So talks about how the U.S., it says, to solve the problem, the U.S. resorted to a kind of privatized colonialism. It says the Guano Islands Act of 1856, which incredibly is still on the books, authorized American entrepreneurs to search the world and seize unclaimed islands anywhere that guano could be mined. The bird poop, y'all. The key implication was that the might of the U.S. Navy would back up America's claims. So it says, perhaps unsurprisingly, administration of the act was pardoned a shit show. That's their joke in the article. It says a State Department analysis in the 1930s concluded that many of the islands seized under the act actually already belonged to other nations, and the U.S. has quietly returned many of them. It says not so with Navassa. It says in 1857, Haiti was not yet mining the guano on the island in its backyard. But when American entrepreneurs claimed the island, Haitians protested. The U.S. responded by sending its navy to Port-au-Prince to tell the Haitians to stay away from Navassa. That's the island that had the bird poop. It says such behavior is not surprising. In 1857, the U.S. did not even recognize Haiti as a nation. It says even though it had become independent a half century earlier, having been forced to literally purchase its own freedom from France. It says the fact that the Haiti emerged from a slave revolution was offensive and scary to many American politicians who feared that recognizing Haiti would encourage enslaved people in the U.S. to think of their own revolution. So this article is not lengthy, but I'm going to finish reading it because I want you to see their argument for Haiti and reparations. So it says Haiti, for its part, has continued to quietly maintain its claim to Navassa. It says the Constitution of Haiti even says so. But Haiti's near vassal state relationship with the U.S. over the past century and a half has meant that no Haitian government has been willing to bring formal claims for the unlawful taking of its property. It says in ordinary life, if someone takes your property and keeps it by threat or force, the law is supposed to provide remedy, generally the return of the asset and monetary compensation for the opportunity cost of having not had use of the asset. It says even if the government takes part of your land for public use, you're constitutionally entitled to just compensation. So why not Haiti? It says some might object that historical injustices at a certain point became too attenuated or complex to remedy with money. That is a common argument against reparations for slavery or the illegitimate conquest of inhabited territory or pillaged art. Haiti has plenty of those larger claims as well. So it goes, this article was, I just thought it was interesting because it makes that correlation about Haiti and reparations to Haiti from the United States. It says, but maybe we can start small with the taking of that little island covered in bird droppings. It says Navassa is a tangible, transferable piece of real property that was taken from Haiti at a time when it was covered in one of the world's most valuable assets. It says whether we call it a debt, damages, reparations, or an offer to settle a disputed claim, it is long past time for the U.S. to pay up. So yeah, that is the argument for why the United States should pay Haiti reparations for the island of Navassa. I thought that was interesting, y'all. The U.S., I swear. The more you read, the more you know, the more you learn about what our country has done to not just us, but to other nations as well. Keeping Up with Congress, y'all. Keeping Up with Congress. Again, I like to bring you reparations information at the top of the hour. Let's dive into these bills. I told you we are going to keep doing Keeping Up with Congress until the week before Thanksgiving, y'all. So the last day for Keeping Up with Congress is going to be November the 18th. And by that point, we've already crossed the threshold with 1,000 bills over in the House that we reviewed. I started doing Keeping Up with Congress, y'all, back in January. So I'm going to try to get us all the way up through 1,000 bills in the Senate. So you can't say you don't know. You can't say we didn't have some sort of learning and we know who these legislators are. And, you know, you can't say that we haven't taken the time to know what's going on in Congress and prepared ourselves. So if we get up to November the 18th, that'll be our last Keeping Up with Congress, y'all, because I'm going to take those next 6 weeks before the end of the year, and we got to be ready for January, because from January to May, those 5 months, it's on and popping. It's on and popping. So we got to be prepared. So I'm preparing myself. I hope that you understand that I was trying to prepare you too, because we can't go to Congress and not be able to negotiate, because again, we will not get reparations without negotiation. So we're going to have to be prepared when we get there. So let's dive in. I got some bills for the next 13 minutes. I'll be over to the clubhouse space right at the half hour. So let's dive into the Senate bill. So Senate Bill 621, Senate Bill 621, Significant Transnational Criminal Organization Designation Act. This is the Significant Transnational Criminal Organization Designation Act. This is Senator Cotton. Senator Cotton is a Republican out of Arkansas. Senator Cotton. I did look this one up. It says this is a bill. It's legislation that would subject certain foreign criminal organizations like drug cartels to sanctions, including immigration, financial, and criminal penalties. The process would be similar to the systems used for designating entities as foreign terrorist organizations. So this is a quote from Senator Cotton. He says, criminal organizations and drug cartels that terrorize our communities and wage war at our borders ought to be treated just like terrorist groups in the eyes of the U.S. government. It says this bill would help stop cartel violence by ensuring these groups and anyone who helps them face dire consequences for their actions. So this is Senate Bill 621, Senator Cotton, Republican out of Arkansas. Senate Bill 622. Senate Bill 622 is the American Jobs and Energy Manufacturing Act of 2021, American Jobs and Energy Manufacturing Act of 2021. This is Senator Manchin, y'all. Senator Manchin, Democrat, West Virginia. I think we all know who he is. It says Senator Joe Manchin and Senator Debbie Stabenow's American Jobs and Energy Manufacturing Act of 2021 will drive much needed investment. This is from his press release, in clean energy manufacturing, recycling, and industrial facilities, including the expansion or retooling of now shuttered sites. So this is their way of stimulating the economy. American Jobs and Energy Manufacturing Act of 2021. Senate Bill 623, Senate Bill 623 is the Sunshine Protection Act of 2021. This is Senator Marco Rubio. We know who he is, y'all. Republican, Florida, Senator Marco Rubio, the Sunshine Protection Act of 2021. It says this bill makes daylight savings times the new permanent standard time. It says states with areas exempt from daylight savings time may choose the standard time for those areas. So daylight savings time. I talked to someone not too long ago, and I was asking them about like where this came from, and it was something to do with the farmers, farming and farmers with the changing of the time. So Senator Marco Rubio says, let's make daylight savings time permanent, make it the standard time. Senate Bill 623. Senate Bill 624. Senate Bill 624 is the Fair Returns for Public Lands Act of 2021. Senator Rosen, Jackie Rosen, a Democrat out of Nevada. It says this bill revises the royalty system applicable to leases of public lands for oil and gas production. It says specifically it increases royalty rates, rental rates, and minimum bidding standards for onshore oil and gas leasing. So this is Jackie Rosen, Democrat out of Nevada. Senate Bill 624. Senate Bill 625. Senate Bill 625. This is the TRICARE Select Restoration Act. TRICARE Select Restoration Act. This is Senator Tester. Senator Tester, he's a Democrat out of Montana. Senator Tester. It says this bill eliminates the TRICARE Select annual enrollment fee for beneficiaries who retired from the uniformed services before January 2018. So the TRICARE Select Restoration Act is an effort to protect military retirees, protect their earned health care. So this is a quote from Senator Tester. It says, no military retirees should ever be at risk of losing their health care coverage, especially during a global pandemic. He says, our bipartisan bill will ensure that retired veterans aren't burdened by costly enrollment fees that put themselves and their families' health care in jeopardy. It says this legislation is a critical step in supporting more folks during these tough times, and I'll keep fighting until every man and woman who has selfishly served our nation has access to affordable, high quality care. So this is the TRICARE Select Restoration Act. Senate Bill 626, Senate Bill 626. We have about 8 more minutes, and I'm going to come over to the Clubhouse space. Thank you, my YouTube family. I see you, YouTube. I see you, Clubhouse. I'll be over there in just a few minutes. Senate Bill 626 is the Lacey Act Amendments of 2021. This is Marco Rubio, again, Republican, out of Florida. The Lacey Act Amendments of 2021 is to address oversights in existing legal authorities to prevent the importation of invasive species. And I didn't know what invasive species he was talking about, but here it goes. It says the legislation will correct the negative impact of a 2017 DC Circuit Court of Appeals decision that diminished the ability of the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service to manage the establishment and spread of invasive species in the United States. So this is some species sounds like in the water, U.S. Fish and Wildlife Services. Senator Marco Rubio, y'all, Republican out of Florida. Senate Bill 627. Senate Bill 627 is the Energy Storage Tax Incentive and Deployment Act of 2021. Energy Storage Tax Incentive and Deployment Act of 2021. This is Senator Martin Heinrich. He's a Democrat out of New Mexico. It says this bill allows tax credits for 1, energy storage technologies, and 2, battery storage technology. So this is Senator Heinrich. He's a Democrat out of Minnesota. Again, we got to know the players. We got to know the game. This is Keeping Up with Congress, y'all. We got to be ready. 2022 is right around the corner. Senate Bill 628. Senate Bill 628 is the Guidance Out of Darkness Act. Guidance Out of Darkness Act. I thought it sounded a little spooky, but it didn't mean that. Senator Johnson, Ron Johnson, Republican, Wisconsin, y'all. Senator Johnson, he's a Republican out of Wisconsin. This bill establishes requirements concerning the posting of agency guidance documents. So these are agencies, federal agencies, and their guidance documents. It says specifically, an agency must publish guidance documents online on the dates they are issued, published, all of its guidance documents that are in effect in a single location or a designated website. It says display a hyperlink on its website that provides access to the guidance documents on such websites and indicate on such website if a guidance document has been rescinded. So these are guidance documents to these federal agencies, and this is Guidance Out of Darkness Act. So they feel like some things are not being shared and people don't know. So yeah, Guidance Out of Darkness Act. This is Senator Johnson. Again, he's a Republican out of Wisconsin. So I tell you that we see, different kinds of bills on Keeping Up with Congress. We see abortion bills. We see a lot of veteran bills, immigration, national security, gun legislation, and streamlining of processes. And this one, Senate Bill 628, is one where it's a streamlining of processes, cleaning up some stuff, y'all, cleaning up some stuff. Senate Bill 628. Senate Bill 629. Senate Bill 629 is the GAO Database Modernization Act of 2021. The GAO Database Modernization Act of 2021. This is Senator Rick Scott. Senator Rick Scott, he's a Republican out of Florida. We know who he is. It says this bill requires federal agencies to report to the Government Accountability Office certain information about agency rules that are made ineffective due to an agency action or other reasons. So this is Senator Rick Scott. Senator Rick Scott, that's another one of those streamlining processes and cleaning up some stuff around these United States. Senator Rick Scott. 5 more minutes, y'all, and I'm coming over to the Clubhouse space, and 5 more bills. Senate Bill 630. Senate Bill 630, the Disability Employment Act Incentive. Incentive Act. It says this bill expands tax credits and deductions that are available for employers who hire and retain employees with disabilities. So this is the Disability Employment Incentive Act. This is Senator Casey, Robert Casey. He's a Democrat out of Pennsylvania. Senate Bill 631. Senate Bill 631 is the COVID-19 Mental Health Research Act. The COVID-19 Mental Health Research Act. And I'm telling you, I think they need this one. Hell, they made us all a little off. Everybody was a little off after this COVID. So yeah, Senate Bill 631. This is Amy Klobuchar, y'all. She's a Democrat out of Minnesota. We know who she is. It says this bill requires the National Institute of Mental Health to support mental health research activities related to COVID-19. Yes, because none of us was all right. The Institute must coordinate these activities with other components of the National Institutes of Health. So yes, COVID-19 research around mental health. Amy Klobuchar, Senate Bill 631. Senate Bill 632. Senate Bill 632 is the IDEA Act. This is Senator Hirono, Mazie Hirono, Democrat out of Hawaii. This is the diversity, IDEA Act stands for Inventor Diversity for Economic Advancement Act of 2021. It says this bill requires the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office to request demographic information from the inventor on each patent application submitted to the United States Patent and Trademark Office. So this is the IDEA Act. Senator Hirono out of Hawaii. Senate Bill 633, just about two more bills after this one. One Agency Act. This is Senator Mike Lee. He's a Republican out of Utah. We've seen bills from Senator Mike Lee before. We've heard of him. Senate Bill 633. This is the One Agency Act. This bill consolidates antitrust enforcement authority in one agency by transferring all Federal Trade Commission, the FTC, antitrust functions, employees, assets, and funding to the Department of Justice. It says the bill also transfers to the DOJ the responsibility for reviewing specified communication transactions that are currently the duty of the Federal Communications Commission. So they want to combine these duties into one agency. This is the One Agency Act. This is Senator Mike Lee, Republican out of Utah. Senate Bill 634. Senate Bill 634. This is the Girls Lead Act. This is Senator Susan Collins. She's a Republican out of Maine. Susan Collins. Senator Susan Collins. It says the Girls Lead Engagement Agency and Development Act of 2021. It says this bill directs the Department of State and the U.S. Agency for International Development. And here's where I found this to be a tricky one. The U.S. Agency for International Development to jointly report to Congress a strategy to strengthen the participation of adolescents, particularly girls, in democracy, human rights, and governance. So this is something that we're not doing specifically in the United States. So I kept reading because that was where my thoughts were like, why is this between the Department of State and the U.S. Agency for International Development? So it goes on to say the State Department and the U.S. Aid, which is the United States Agency for International Development, shall implement activities to achieve the goal, including activities to increase adolescent girls' civic and political knowledge and skills and address barriers to political participation. And two, here it goes, prioritize foreign assistance funding for democracy, human rights, and governance programs towards achieving the goals in this bill. Prioritize foreign assistance funding for democracy, human rights, and governance programs toward achieving the goal in this bill. So not the girls in the United States. I had a lot of questions, y'all. Keeping Up with Congress. This is Senate Bill 634. One more, and we will close it out for today because it is your Thursday, but it is technically my Friday. Senate Bill 635 is the last. Green Valley National Heritage Corridor and the Upper Housatonic Valley National Heritage Area Reauthorization Act. So this bill reauthorizes through fiscal year 2036 the last Green Valley National Heritage Corridor and the Upper Housatonic, y'all, I'm butchering that, Valley National Heritage Area in Connecticut and Massachusetts. So there's an area that they want to see preserved. This is a quote from the legislator. He says, the last Green Valley has always been a jewel of natural preservation and conservation in Eastern Connecticut. And right now their work is more valuable than ever. So this is Senator Murphy, Christopher Murphy. He's a Democrat out of Connecticut. So I want to thank you. We are at the half hour. I'm just a couple minutes over, but we do Keeping Up with Congress Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, right here on YouTube, right here in Clubhouse. I come to you for the first half hour right here on YouTube, because I keep telling you, we will not, and I repeat, I'm beating on this table, we will not get reparations without negotiations. We cannot go to Congress and not know the players and not know the game and not be versed on these bills that are coming down the pike. We got to know, where their sweet spot is, because we're going to have to negotiate when we get there. So I am Tamara Johnson Shealey. If you have not gone to the website, I'm passing the collection plate. Go to the website, make a contribution, sign up to volunteer. I'm telling you, we have from now until right before Thanksgiving, and people are not going to pay attention. We're not going to get any attention once the holidays are upon us, not the way we're going to need it. So this is our preparation, y'all. We got to be prepared, and moving into the holidays, we got to be getting ready, because January to May, we got to hit the campaign trail with everything we got. I told you, this is my last run. I run not one time, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times. This is your girl's 5th run consecutively for office. I am done. So I'm going to give this everything I got. It has cost me everything I have, but I'm committed. I keep showing up. I keep doing the work. You got to stay in the fight with me. Please go to the website. Get on a monthly contribution. Do what you can. If it's whatever you can do, be consistent with doing it. I keep being consistent. You have to be consistent too. May 24, 2022, we got to take that seat from the Senator, Reverend Raphael Warnock, who's sitting there quiet as a church mouse in the midst of this quote unquote pandemic. When people are losing their jobs in the midst of these mandates, he's quiet. Won't even part his lips to say reparations. I'm going to ask him, can he spell it when we get on that debate stage, y'all? I'm going to show out. I'm joking, but I am going to come for him. So y'all get ready. Go to the website. I am your candidate. I don't care where you are in these United States. I have shown you, I have proven to you, I am your candidate. I don't care where you are. I will be your senator in Congress. So go to the website. That's me passing the collection plate. I'm coming, Clubhouse family. YouTube, I will see you Monday. Actually, I'll see you on Saturday. I kind of have a surprise going on with my Saturday broadcast. I'm working on something. I have been contacted by some folks from across the aisle, and we've been having some conversations, and we're going to have an additional conversation tonight. So I'm going to keep Saturday under my hat for right now until it's solidified. But y'all just keep paying attention. Something's coming. We brewing and stewing over here. Something's coming, y'all. I'll see you Saturday on my Saturday broadcast right here on YouTube. But I'll see you, Clubhouse, in just a few minutes, and I'll stick and stay until the top of the hour. Have a good weekend, everybody. Thank you for tuning in for Keeping Up with Congress. I am Tamara Johnson Shealey, your candidate for the United States Senate. I'm a progressive Democrat that believes that reparations will make America great. It is time that we bridge the divide in this country. Please go to the website. That's tamara4georgia.com. www.tamara, Georgia spelled out.com. Please join me Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here for Keeping Up with Congress.